heroin numbs me. Like, whenever I hit it, like, I do not care about anything. Like, without the heroin, I'm gonna have to face reality.
We're gonna bring your mom and grandfather out. They wanna say goodbye to you before you go to rehab.
You have to.
When you complete the hardest journey of your life, I want you back on the stage, and I want you to reintroduce yourself to the audience and say, and every young girl out there who might be doing heroin, and you could be a role model for them and say, that young girl can do it, I can do it too. Right this way. Good luck to you.
I'm glad you're here. You're really welcome. We'll get you all separately.
She tested positive for a lot. Morgan's withdrawal, she's very tired. She's having a lot of body aches, leg cramps, irritability, upset stomach here and there, and that's probably from the heroin withdrawal.
You feel like you're gonna throw up? Do you want a trash can?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. This part is so bad. I think I got hit by a car. Multiple cars. Is it done? Like, my body hurts so bad. Like, I'd rather get hit by a car than feel this. I don't even know how I'm gonna make it through.
Well, Morgan had a very difficult week. She had smuggled drugs into the facility, and she smoked heroin. She knows that she's out of drugs, she knows that she's going to have to kick it again, and she's scared. She says that she has made up her mind that she is leaving treatment.
I'm getting annoyed. I'm sick of people trying to convince me to stay when I have clearly stated 100 times now I'm leaving. Whether anyone tries to convince me or not, I'm leaving.
Well, she took off. She has said that she's going to be prostituting to get money to be able to fly home. She started walking towards our housing facility, and it was reported that she was picked up by a random car while she was hitchhiking, picked up her belongings, and this car was going to take her to the airport. There was no stopping her. She was determined that she was leaving. She said she had made up her mind and that there was no changing it.
Being on the Steve Wilkos show with Morgan was an answered prayer like you wouldn't believe. And it was a very good experience for all of us to be there, because we felt like Morgan had finally come to the place where she would get the help that she wanted to have.
I just thought it was so great and awesome how they would take Morgan under her wing like that and spend the money they did, and to put her in such a nice place to help her get off drugs and help her family. I mean, that was so awesome that the show did that.
After she came back, we very seldom heard from Morgan. And the only time that we would hear from her is when she'd be arrested, and then we would get phone calls.
When she got put in jail, it was a relief for the family, for all of us, because when she was in jail, she was safe. We actually got to talk to our real daughter when she was in jail. It was the real Morgan, and it was the best times.
It was really difficult when she would get out of jail and we wouldn't know where she was.
You know, as a parent, especially I think as the male figure in that role, that, you know, you want to protect your children, and when they're in that environment, that situation, there's no way that I can be there to protect her.
When she got MRSA, she was hanging out with friends, and a girl that she knew had given her a dirty needle.
All it took was one needle, one syringe is what did it. That's what took Morgan's life in this situation, was one dirty needle.
When she got sick with MRSA, it had attacked her heart, and we didn't think she was going to make it.
That was scary for everybody. The heart surgery that she had to do, she made it through that. She went into a nursing home, it was, to actually stay on the antibiotic. Well, she did not stay there. She got up and just walked out, and that was it. She did not complete the antibiotic for the MRSA. Morgan wanted so bad to be clean, But there was a draw, and the draw was to go back to the heroin, to go back to the drugs.
Right before Christmas, Morgan showed up, and she was obviously very high. So we spent 3 days, 4 days helping her get off the drugs she was on. And a week after she got clean, we got to spend an entire week with her. And it was so wonderful. Morgan left. She didn't come back, and it broke my heart. But we had had a wonderful week with her.
The MRSA had gone back into her heart, it had gone to her brain. So it was pretty obvious that we were looking at an end. Lisa called us and said that she had gotten a phone call from the hospital, and they said that her organs were beginning to shut down.
She helped so many people that she was always there for everybody else.
I love my daughter so much, and I can't have her because of her disease.
In the beginning, I didn't really think of it as being an addiction. I thought it was more of a choice. And as time went on, that's when I started to really realize that, yeah, I think this is something that's more addictive.
And Morgan fought with it every day. She would always tell me, Mom, I'm going to quit. I'm going to get clean. She would get to where she was ready to do it, and then the fear of feeling emotions is what would stop her. Because she told me once, Mom, if I get off all the drugs, I have to deal with everything I feel. And she said, I don't ever want to deal with that. And that's the hardest part, is that every addict is going to have a reason that they can't stop.
My advice to anyone who is a grandparent or a parent that has a child that is on drugs and they're away from you, don't lose contact. Stay in touch. Keep the door open. Let the love that you have for that child be evident in the things that you say and do for them. Now, it doesn't mean that you support a habit. It means that you support them.
If you had one more chance to talk with her, what would you say to her?
I would let Morgan know how much we all love her. She, I don't think, understood so many people in the world, just our area, not world, but that she touched. And she was so loved.
When I was about 16 years old, I started using drugs. I was an addict for 4 years. I used meth and heroin, and I would use it by snorting. When I was 18, I decided to run away across the country. And while I was there, I met Morgan, and we started using drugs together. I knew I would die. I was 90 pounds, skin and bones. The scariest time in my life. At that point, I knew I needed to come home. I couldn't be around that anymore, or I knew I would die. One of the biggest things that I found being an addict was that I lost my self-worth. I didn't know who I was. I was a lost soul, and I don't ever want to go back there.
I can't say enough that you have shown people that it can be done, and you've done it. I mean, you should really, really be proud of yourself. I mean, we're proud of you. You're like a surrogate daughter to us. And, the thousands of miles makes it really hard, but we're always looking at your kids. And, we're so proud of when you started working at the hospital. I was so happy for you. That was so awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And we wish both of you all luck in the world. And we want to thank you for sharing your stories, both of you, because maybe if there's a young person out there watching this and seeing everything that's happened between, with you, Stephanie, and what happened with Morgan, and even grandparents and parents that might be going through what you, Lisa, and your family went through, maybe you will make an impact on somebody else's life.